He can punch. He's a knockout artist. He closes. He finishes. Once he smells blood, he's like a shark in blood-infested waters, Molly. He will finish you, okay? And by the way, he is an elite boxer.
And I predict that's the kind of career Tank is going to have. Edge-of-your-seat kind of fight after edge-of-your-seat kind of fight when he fights the elite.
He has a way, as all successful fighters do, of landing his shots. And he's got like stone, it's like he got bricks in his hands, right? He's a heavy-handed guy.
I think Shakur's the man to beat him.
Shakur cannot Tank. He's a very good fighter. A lot of respect for him, what he's done in the ring. Got a good team around him.
Stop everything, because what you're about to hear about Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson isn't just another boxing debate. It's starting to look like a full-blown behind-the-scenes chess game that nobody saw coming. And trust me, you won't believe how deep this goes.
Shakur, what have Shakur done?
But man, Shakur always trying to do some old slick stuff that gets on my nerves, man. Gervonta Davis is a much better fighter than people.
That was the best knockout I've seen. The level of action, the level of bombs that are thrown by Tank, and as he fights better opposition, the number that will be coming back at him, yeah, he's guaranteed thrills for this.
Because when Max Kellerman sat down with Stephen A. Smith, it didn't sound like a normal prediction. It sounded like they were hinting at something bigger, something brewing under the surface. And fans immediately caught on, because the moment Kellerman casually dropped that Tank knocks him out in 6, people didn't just hear a prediction. They heard a warning.
Dick, that's the kind of career Tank is going to have. Edge-of-your-seat kind of fight after edge-of-your-seat kind of fight when he fights the elite. All the fighters...
Champion, he's got a lot of heart. We saw his boxing ability, we saw his elusivity, and we know what he's got in terms of power in both hands, and he comes forward. It ain't like he backs up. He stalks you too, and he comes to fit.
And this is where it gets strange, because online speculation started exploding almost instantly, with fans asking the same question.
Errol Spence, I was thinking Canelo Alvarez, but I was like, you know, those fighters are good. It's not necessarily always exciting, not always a great, entertaining fight, because they can become so dominant and so Tank.
Why are they so confident? And what are they seeing that we're not? And here's where the story flips. Because on paper, Shakur Stevenson is supposed to be the untouchable one, the defensive genius, the guy who makes elite fighters look average, the kind of boxer who doesn't just win rounds.
Shakur scheduled to fight Joe Cordina. Are we ever going to see you two get together and make that fight happen, the fight that everybody wants to see?
Tank will be back before the end of the year. We're looking at a couple guys right now, but he'll be back before the end of the year. As it relates to the Shakur Stevenson fight, Tank wants him. Tank wants him. But it's all about the timing of everything. All about the timing. Shakur can't beat Tank.
I disagree.
He beat all the mother.
I disagree.
He can't Tank.
I disagree.
Tank
loses rounds.
Tank decides to do what he wants to in certain fights.
And you have a big bet on that fight.
He's a very good fighter. A lot of respect for him, what he's done in the ring. Got a good team around him, but he can't Tank. Can't beat Tank, obviously. He's won every fight that he's had in the ring, but the business is always different. You know, we all know what Tank brings to the table. Tank, every time he comes out, you get this. You know, so he's going to keep on doing what he's doing. Inevitably, those two will meet in the ring.
He erases opponents from the fight entirely, but suddenly that narrative is being challenged, and not quietly either. Because now fans are saying Stevenson's style might actually be playing into Gervonta Davis's hands. And that's a twist nobody expected. Because think about it.
Tank's got some legal issues now, and I don't know what his status is currently. But when in terms of big names, Tank is the big name at 35.
Yeah, I would love for it to happen, but the way that he went on like social media and kind of like bashed me in a way to where it was like he made it seem like I need him. And I just feel disrespected about it, because at the end of the day, I'm a grown man. I make my own money. I'm living a spectacular life. I don't need nobody. So if he feels as though I need him, and if it's that kind of stuff.
A fighter who relies on precision and control, walking into the ring with someone who only needs one clean shot. It's like bringing a chessboard to a street fight. And reports suggest that's exactly the concern being whispered in boxing circles right now. But wait, it gets worse, because according to growing online chatter, This isn't just about styles, it's about timing, psychology, and something people are calling the setup.
You is like you haven't had before the Lopez fight. You haven't had that big breakout fight, but now you have. Now you have, and it was more spectacular than you could mean if you wanted to write out a perfect result on paper against a world champion like Teofimo. That would be the fight you would say.
Yeah.
So that's it. If I had to think of like a big fight for you, if I was the guy with the magic wand, that'd be the fight that I would set up.
I would love to fight.
That
I
would
would
be a
love for that
big
fight to
fight.
happen. So
Ooh, that would be a big fight. Especially after you just beat Lopez. That'd be a big fight.
I would love for the fight to happen.
That might be the only big fight that I could think of, other than you going up. But 47's, like you said, that's a big jump, man.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll make it though. I'll make it soon. I mean, later than sooner. But
Do you think if you did that, you would want to prepare and put mass on, or would you just stay at the weight you are and just get accustomed to fighting bigger guys?
if I was to go to 47, I would want to like prepare. Like I would want to do it slowly. I wouldn't want to just jump to 147 and
you would want to put on weight, you think?
Yeah, some type.
And no, not in a conspiracy way, but in that subtle, almost invisible momentum shift where everything suddenly aligns for one fighter. And fans are noticing patterns, like how Gervonta Davis has been unusually quiet lately. No wild statements, no distractions, just focused energy, which for him is rare, and that silence? It's making people nervous because historically, when Tank goes quiet, something explosive tends to follow, and then boom, another twist. Because while everyone's debating power versus skill, insiders are allegedly hinting that Shakur Stevenson might be under more pressure than anyone realizes, not from the fight itself.
He could be. We don't never know till we get in there with that guy. He think he's skillful, so maybe.
7-fight deal, which is music to the ears of many boxing fans. Get to see you in action for several more years. What type of names are we talking about on those 7 names?
Whoever you name, they could be in it.
If I name some fighters, can you say yes or no?
Yep.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yep.
Gervonta Davis is a much better fighter than people give credit for.
He was scared to even get.
But from expectations, because when you're labeled untouchable, every single move becomes a test. Every round becomes a statement. And one mistake? That's all it takes for the narrative to collapse, and fans are starting to wonder if that pressure could be the real opponent in the ring. And just when you think you've got it figured out, fake breaking news moment. Reports are swirling that some analysts believe the first 3 rounds will look completely one-sided.
In the sport, he haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
I
might
keep
be
saying
afraid?
his name for.
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, you know, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only winning basketball and football. That shit don't win in boxing.
Gervonta Davis is a much better fighter than people give.
And that's where the trap closes, because the more confident Stevenson gets, the more openings he might create. And Davis, he doesn't need 10 chances, he needs 1. And suddenly that 6th round knockout prediction doesn't sound so random anymore. It starts to sound like a timeline. But hold on, because here's the twist nobody's talking about loudly.
Against Shakur is one of the biggest fights in the sport. I think Tank is so exceptional, it's going to take someone as good as Shakur to give him a real fight. And I love that fight. I love that. What?
Shakur can't beat Tank.
Shakur does big numbers, but they didn't want to tell everyone that he does big numbers. If we keep building him and he comes up against a commercial giant like Tank, Shakur against Tank.
What if this entire narrative, the power versus precision debate, is actually overshadowing the real story, which is adaptability? Because while Stevenson is known for sticking to his game plan, Gervonta Davis has quietly evolved into a fighter who can adjust mid-fight. And fans are now saying that's the real danger, not just the punch, but the patience behind it.
Davis, the only guy that he believes that could beat Shakur Stevenson.
You know,
that's his opinion, and you can go all day. You can go all day with that, and you gonna have Gervonta fans and you have Shakur fans. That's the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it stress you out. It's crazy. If they fight, they fight. If they don't, well, they don't. You know.
You know, obviously Shakur talks about, you know, even wanting to entertain a fight with Ryan Garcia. I mean,
I like Shakur's. I like him lately though. Yeah, he looking pretty good. I like the way he...
And that patience? It's what makes this feel like a slow-burning storm instead of a quick explosion. And this is where it gets even more chaotic, because now there's a split forming in the fan base, with some claiming Stevenson is being underestimated, pointing out that elite defense has historically neutralized power punchers.
That Tank has, you know, all Tank got to do is wave his magic wand, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, Shakur, I think, you know, it'll be a great fight. Everybody wants to see. That's the fight everybody want to see. And it's not too classy. I don't think Shakur is like hounding them no more about it.
And Shakur said he's not going to fight him right away. He needs some growing to do.
Hey, listen, you better get him early. You know what I'm saying? Get him early. Get him early. Get him early before get him early. You know, get that title underneath your belt, just like how they say Floyd did with Canelo. Get that belt early if you could. I think Shakur got so much, you know, more time to go.
While others are doubling down on the idea that Davis is a different kind of threat entirely. The kind that doesn't follow patterns. The kind that turns technical fights into highlight reels in seconds. And you can feel the tension building because every argument seems valid, every angle seems possible.
You know, but the Tank fight is looming. It just ain't no other way around that. That's the fight people want to see, is him versus Tank. That's the fight. So, like I say, man, listen, I am a fan of Tank Davis. It's the craziest thing that everybody that talks about Tank, it's just like, this guy is magnificent. People just want to see this guy fight. This guy brings excitement. This guy brings a lot of entertainment to the ring. Not only the knockout, because Tank is good. You know, he got a lot of pizzazz in the ring. He fights. I like to watch him fight. I might have said I didn't like to watch him fight, but I'm saying it like, this guy, he got good head movement.
Yet the confidence from voices like Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith isn't fading. It's getting louder, almost like they're doubling down on something they're convinced is inevitable. And that raises another question. Are they just making bold predictions, or are they reading signs that haven't fully played out yet? Because fans are now revisiting past fights.
People he didn't want to fight was Gervonta Davis. So you don't want to fight Gervonta Davis, but when there's an opponent at 135 that Gervonta Davis may fight, you want to fight the opponent? Dog, what this is to me, dude, it's just ridiculous, bro. It's the same thing that happened with Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul for his career. The biggest risk that he had in that division is Gervonta Davis. Without
analyzing every movement, every reaction, every moment where Stevenson looked human or Davis looked unstoppable, trying to piece together a puzzle that suddenly feels bigger than one fight. And just when you think the narrative can't twist again, another shift. Because some fans are now suggesting that the real storyline isn't who wins, but how it happens.
Shakur Stevenson is officially a scrub. That's the only way I can call it, bro. You're officially a scrub, man. And I ain't trying to hear anything else.
Do you believe we will finally see Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis in 2026?
Come. I don't even want to speak on him. I don't got too much to say about him.
Wow. And if I may, tell me why. Where's that heat come from?
I don't talk on people who feel as though I need them, because I don't need nobody. I'm a big superstar in my own right. I make a lot of big money in my own right.
Because a knockout changes everything. It doesn't just end a fight. It rewrites reputations, it reshapes careers, it flips narratives overnight. And if Davis does stop Stevenson the way people are predicting, it wouldn't just be a victory, it would be a statement that echoes across the entire division. But if Stevenson survives, if he outboxes, if he proves that skill can neutralize power at the highest level, Then suddenly the entire conversation flips again, and Davis becomes the one being questioned.
And there's no telling, but this is what I've always known. It ain't just a big straight left or a big left right hook coming from Tank that's going to end that night. That night is going to be the most strategical you've seen both these guys ever be in a fight. Where you're going to see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank. You're going to see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because the reason why it was low IQ is because everybody followed the script. And what I mean by that is you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment, and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing. And that's kind of where you see
who's smart,
you know what I mean?
Who get a hold of it.
I think my fight with Terrence shows a very high level of IQ from both of us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what Tank is gonna do with Shakur. He's gonna come into the ring and be a different version of himself.
What do you think? Who would pose more of a difficult task, Shakur or Tank? You think, when you look at the styles?
Shakur against who?
You.
And that's the tension you can't escape here, because no matter which way this goes, someone's image is taking a hit, someone's aura is being tested, and fans can feel it. And here's the final twist that's really making people pause. What if the prediction itself is part of the pressure? Because when everyone starts expecting a knockout, when the narrative becomes inevitable, it creates a psychological battlefield before the first punch is even thrown. And suddenly, both fighters are stepping into more than just a ring. They're stepping into expectations.
Because you said that you need to build with Shakur, right? Because of the status that the fight needs to be built up to be something big. A Tank is something that is like, it's gonna be big right away. So without that being aside and just the skills alone, you know what I'm saying? Like,
styles make fights though.
Right.
Styles make fights. Tank fight, he come to get boogie. He come to where if he don't your ass, he gonna knock you out. On top of the names, Shakur, he got a different style. He got a surgical style. He's a boxer. You know, he don't get hit. He's not going to get hit. He's going to move. He's going to be smart and obedient. He's not going to try to throw no wasteful shots. And he's not going to take no risk for real with certain fighters. Why? Because it'd be foolish. His job is to win. And if he can do that by playing it safe, and he's going to do that. Right. It's not stupid of him. It's smart of him. It's obedient. Floyd Mayweather did the same thing. He's not about to just go out here and brawl with these guys. He could have brawled with Canelo. Mm-hmm. He could have brawled with Miguel Cotto.
Yeah.
He could have brawled with a lot of fighters.
Narratives, and a storyline that's already been written by voices like Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. So now the real question isn't just who wins. It's whether this fight will follow the script everyone's talking about or completely shatter it in a way nobody saw coming. Because if there's one thing we've learned from all this buildup, it's that the closer we think we are to the truth, the more unpredictable the outcome becomes. So tell me, are we watching a knockout waiting to happen? Or a narrative that's about to collapse in real time?